What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 12 of the Next Wave podcast. I am one of your hosts, Blake Zanny Janney, joined by my buddy, Dak D. Woody Woodall. Today, we got a nice and simple episode for you. Going to be covering some of the roster changes following Major 1 in Boston for the CDL, as well as we saw the kickoff of the RLCS this past weekend. So, we're going to be talking a little bit about that. So, stay tuned. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see you in the podcast. So welcome to episode 12 of the Next Wave podcast. As you heard in the intro, going to be talking a little bit of COD and a little bit of Rocket League here today. But before we jump into it, Dak, how we doing, man?
Good, man. Just still dealing with the new PC upgrade. There's just been one problem after another, it seems. That's probably because I built it and I have the intelligence of a caveman. So, I've had quality issues on Rocket League for some reason. I cannot figure out how to get better quality when recording on Rocket League. If you saw my video on Saturday, really bad quality. I don't know what happened there, but I've looked at every setting, tried to fix it. It's just not, I don't know what's going on. So we're still working on that. And then we also have the Halo crashing issue. I've been trying to play Halo because the new update came out. And that game just crashes anytime I try to load into certain maps. So I don't know.
Yeah, we tried.
I don't know what's going on with Halo either, but it just seems like it's been one thing after another. But, we're doing good. I feel like I'm peaking in Rocket League right now, and COD's been fun. So, yeah, things are well.
We're in a good spot right now. I'm like 20 SR from Iridescent. So
Nice.
later after dinner, me, Rudd, and maybe Ryan are gonna play, but I'm gonna record.
Okay.
And try to get the gameplay of ranking up.
Hell yeah.
To Iridescent. So, but yeah. So speaking of rank play, speaking of COD, we had some changes going down following Major 1. So this is usually the time where teams who are kind of struggling or are not on the same page, they start to make their changes. And so this is usually the most hectic time following the first tournament. So a few things to point out is some teams not making roster changes. So we saw the Ravens were technically the first team to make a roster change because not only was GodRx absolutely dog shit, but Real was having some visa issues. So we saw Tej and Fellow step in. So technically they did make a team change, because of Real, and Fellow came in, but they're staying together following the major. So they ended up getting top 8, I think. And I definitely think that they can be a good squad, especially as Tej becomes more comfortable, as well as Clay with Fellow there too. So I'm excited to see them keep at it.
Yeah, me too. They did have a good showing. Definitely overperformed, I feel like. But if they can get S&D down, they'll be practicing more. And, Fellow's good at S&D and Tejas. So I think they'll be solid, bro. They should consistently
They shouldn't have lost either.
Yeah, exactly. They threw the map 4, so
should have placed top 6.
Yeah.
For sure. But another team not making any changes, which is probably the most surprising one, is the Legion. Purge dropped. He has like one of the worst respawn KDs and has like one of the worst overall KDs in the game right now. Lowest damage, lowest engagements, everything across the board, and they're deciding to stick it out, which is kind of surprising. Saw them scrimming today, and I guess so like what I said to you earlier was the fact that they haven't been losing in tragic ways. So I think that may be like their glass half full out view on that, but I definitely would have picked someone else up for Purge.
Yeah, I agree, but maybe in their camp they see something in Purge that we don't, and they think that this is the best way going forward and that they have a lot of potential. So who knows? I agree. I think they can be a good team. It's just glaringly obvious that Purge is struggling in Respawn. Like, I don't even know if he's capable of keeping up in Hardpoint. It's been so bad so consistently. So
Yeah.
So, it's interesting. I thought for sure that they would make a change after his performance, but I guess they're keeping it out. So I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I think
I don't hate it either.
Paris is like just learning how to close a map out away from being a top 6 team.
Yeah,
So
that's exactly what they just have no ice.
yeah,
Like
yeah, they
their
just
only
need
problem.
to learn how to finish some of these games, dude, and they'll be much better.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So yeah, those two teams were under the spotlight of are you going to keep or make changes, and they decided to stick with their 4 players. But going into some teams that did make some changes, we'll start off with my favorite team change here is the Boston Breach. Slasher, Priesta, and Snoopy deciding to drop Capsule, and they pick up a seam from the FaZe Clan Black Challengers team. I love that pickup. Last in Vanguard, Asim and Slasher won together at that on LAG at that random event with the Volk when Spart was
Mhm.
using the Volk. So I think they definitely have some chemistry there, and I think Asim's playstyle will really complement Snoopy's aggression. I think Asim is one of those players like Pred who can switch between I'm in your face or I'm sitting in a creddy and I'm rotating or
Mhm.
whatever it may be, playing my timings. This Asim is probably of the major one changes, post major one changes. This is my favorite change.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I was gonna say that. I really love this change. I wanted him to go there. I thought maybe they would drop both Snoopy and Cap and just pick up
Yeah,
Crimp and Asim. But I guess they kind of view Snoopy as like their young guy that they want to build up
trust.
and,
Yeah,
potentially
and I
make a
agree.
starter.
I agree with it because we've seen Capsule in the Pro League in 3 different titles now.
Mhm.
So when it comes to arguing who has a higher ceiling, it's almost impossible to argue that Capsule has the higher ceiling compared to Snoopy.
Yeah.
Just because Snoopy's first, like he went to champs last year and that's it, and we've barely really he's only been to 2 events. Like I'm interested to see how he grows as a player, and I think his ceiling is definitely higher just from clips and
Yeah.
parts of games. He just seems just the ceiling's just there. So I
Yeah.
think keeping him on was the smart thing to do. But I could have seen them make a 2-person change with both of their subs, but it's just hard with that
Yeah.
kind of talent.
But it's sad to see Cap go. I love Cap as a player. I think he's electric. I mean, when he is frying, he's so fun to watch. But I
Yeah,
think this year kind of showed that he still has a lot to work on when it comes to the teamwork aspect and like,
decision making. Yeah.
more mindset and decision making type stuff. So, you
You
know,
think if he clutches that 1v4 on high rise,
oh
he gets dropped?
yeah, I don't know. Probably not. That would have been the play of the decade.
Century, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
century
Yeah.
decade. Best
Yeah.
play of all time.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm eager to see them in matches. I hope they're on the schedule for the first day back
mhm.
this Friday. I think it. Yeah, we're back this Friday, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we
It was
should
a
be. It
2 week
was a
break.
2 week break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we should be back this Friday. I hope they're on the day one schedule. Haven't looked at it. But yeah, heading into the next team change. So super excited for Boston. Congrats to Asim for
Mhm.
getting the call up. Definitely deserved it. Um, we'll go ahead and get into one of his teammates getting the call up. So on the LA Thieves side of things, they obviously had a very bad split, won 2 games, and ended up getting top 12, double elimed at the Boston One Major. They made a 2-person change, which I thought was absolutely needed. I'm
Mhm.
a little surprised at who they picked up or who they dropped. So they dropped Joe Deceives and Cammy. I thought Cammy was an easy drop. Like
Mhm.
he's just not good. And they pick up Crimp and Nasty. Love the Crimp pickup. He's been frying in challengers. And love the Nasty pickup. He was really good for that London
Yeah.
Royal Ravens team last year. He was their best player
Yeah,
by
I love
far.
Nasty. He
And
is nasty.
I would have dropped Afro over Joe Deceives. But maybe the thing is like
The
one of their
UK
coaches is
connection.
Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah, EU Shane, and he probably has a bias towards EU, which I get it. And keeping that 2-2 split between Afro and Nasty,
Yeah.
with Ghosty and Crimp, NA and EU, might work out for them. Might be a Kim thing, but I just based off of skill and long term, I would definitely I would have dropped Afro instead of Joe.
Yeah, I agree, but Afro's season with the Ravens and Vanguard,
Really
he
good,
had
yeah.
really good moments, and I think since then he's been with Cammy the whole time and has not performed well. So that could be the common
Yeah,
denominator in his, lackluster performance, just who
could
he's
be.
playing around.
Could
Um,
be. That's true. I
You
didn't think
know,
about that.
maybe him and Nasty reunited, they will have better chem as a team and perform a lot better. Maybe that was the better switch for them. So sucks to
That
see Joe
London Royal
Deceives
Ravens
go.
team in Vanguard was fun, bro.
Yeah,
It was Zero, Nasty,
Gizmo.
Afro, and Asim, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Afro, and Gizmo. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was all
Yeah, that
EU.
was pretty
Yeah,
fun.
they had a top 3 placing, I think.
Yeah, first major, I think,
Yeah. Yeah, they had
or
a good run.
second.
It was something like that.
But yeah, so the new LA Thieves roster is going to be Ghosty, um, Crimp, Nasty, and Afro. So definitely excited to see them play. I want to see if Crimp can translate his success and dominance from the challengers bracket over to the pro league. So very interested in that. I have a feeling Nasty's going to fit in just fine in terms of like being able to hang. So I'm just interested to see how Crimp does getting his second shot after that Boston year didn't go his way.
Yeah, for sure.
But moving on to the next change or the rumored change that is so apparently the Seattle Surge are making a change, and there are rumors as to who it's going to be. Nothing is confirmed or anything, but a lot of the word on the street is going to be Illy, which is
That's so
kind
weird,
of
dude.
it's so weird because like we saw what happened to him on stage in that interview, and it could be for that they're dropping him, like we can't, like it's toxic, or like just something
I don't
along those
know.
lines of maybe this is unhealthy, maybe he needs to a reality, maybe something's going on out of game,
Yeah.
but in game he is their absolute best player and was fucking winning the maps.
Mhm.
So I'm if it's a Booza, I'm gonna be mind blown. If it's not Arcides, I'm mind
Yeah.
blown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know if it's something. I mean, I feel like it has to be something external. Like
Yeah,
no, none of them in their camp are looking at the gameplay and thinking like, "Oh yeah, we need to drop Illy." Like
yeah, I'd
he's
be
ruining
dumbfounded.
things. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's so weird to me that RCDs is still on this roster. If they're making a team change at all, he should be the one to go. So the fact that it could be Illy, really shocking, and I feel like it has to do with something outside of the game.
Yeah, and also they were talking about it on the flank as well, is the Seattle Surge comms. Arcides is like one of the only active people in their comms, and is like
Really.
the main guy in their comms. Hook has okay comms, but he's obviously usually in the mix and
Mm-hmm.
plays off of other people's comms. But then they're like Illy is just sporadic. Yo 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 yo.
Yeah.
Like he's wasting 3 seconds on saying yo 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 half
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Abuza, obviously not his fault. English is not his first language, so his comms aren't to the level that you'd expect. So maybe it has to do with that. Maybe
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see if anything actually changes. If there was a change being made, I feel like it would be announced by now. That's
Mm-hmm.
what's also weird about this is
Yeah.
everyone else is already announced.
If we're playing on Friday, they would be scrimming right now with the new team, and someone would know, oh, this is their new roster.
Right, right, and that's why I'm beyond confused. So
Yeah.
that's why this is a rumored move. Nothing is solidified yet in terms of
Yeah,
that
something's weird
Seattle
about this.
roster.
Something is weird
I don't
about
like
this.
it.
They haven't announced anything. Illy's the one rumored to be dropped. I don't like this. Now that we're talking about it, something's fishy. Something
Yeah,
weird is going on.
something is indeed fishy. But um, so that's all the roster news. Other than that, we do have the FaZe Clan Black Challenger team that won the tournament, the Challengers tournament at Boston. Obviously, Crimp and Asim were part of that team. They get picked up to the league, so we got some changes going in for that. Only reason I want to bring this up is because they just won
Yeah.
the Challengers event and had the two people that got picked up. So
Mm-hmm.
they ended up replacing Asim and Crimp with Joe Deceives, who got dropped from LAT, and then Geo, who's an up and comer. He was a top 5 player of the Challengers tournament, top 5 KD, top 5 damage, I believe. Geo,
Yeah,
and
Geo's
I was
gross, dude.
watching. He's really good. I was watching some scrims, and he's been piecing up. So a couple people to think about on the rise right now, getting into the league, like Geo, Lunars, just two names out there of like the top performers at the Major One Challengers tournament. So excited to see if FaZe Clan Black continues dominating with that ecosystem that they have through Zuma and Kason and the Atlanta FaZe team. So definitely think that Zuma's doing some good over there, trying to elevate people back into the league. So
Heck yeah.
um, Before we move on to some Rocket League, do you want to go over like the first week of predictions or anything like that, or
Yeah, so
you
real
ready?
quick, I got a fun little game for you.
Okay.
So I came across a top 10 list, and I want you to guess the top 10 competitive Call of Duty maps of all time.
Top 10
Yeah.
competitive Call of Duty. Who is this
Now,
by?
this is by Gfinity Esports, and they put together their top 10 competitive Call of Duty maps. So I just want to see if you can guess just what maps are on this list. You don't have to get them in the correct order or anything.
Okay.
If you need a hint, I can tell you how many are on certain games.
I was gonna say I'm gonna ask you two things. One, is the list somewhat valid?
Yes, I think it's
Okay.
very
And
valid.
two, tell me how many different games there are in this top 10 list.
2, 3, maybe like 5, and
Okay.
they're all pre-CDL.
Okay. That's expected.
Yeah.
That's absolutely expected. The only one that I thought might be in there was Gunrunner.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
don't think that one's gonna be in there. So
So
I'm gonna
yeah.
go ahead and go raid.
Okay, got it. That's number
What
1.
number?
That's number 1.
Okay. Standoff.
That's number 2.
Okay. We're gonna go.
Number 3 might surprise you a little bit. It wasn't my first thought, but I wasn't into it.
Pre-CDL. Okay. Okay. Is there a game? Is there a game older than Black Ops 2 on this list?
No.
Okay. Okay. Warhawk.
Nope. Warhawk is not
Really?
on here.
I kind of want to get the ghost ones out of the way. Octane.
Okay. Yeah, so there's 2 ghost ones, and it's not Octane.
Okay. Strike Zone.
Nope. That's
Freight?
that's IW in it. Yeah, Freight. Freight is one.
Okay.
And then
No, Strike Zone is.
Strike Zone's IW.
No, it's Ghost. Right. The hot dog map.
Oh. I thought the one with the baseball park on IW was called Strike Zone.
No, that's Throwback.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then you're
okay.
right.
So
Actually,
Freight.
I think I know what Strike Zone is, but that's not
Freight
on here. Freight
and...
is one. And there's another one from Ghosts.
Yeah, I said Warhawk. I said
leave it?
Sovereign.
Yep, Sovereign. There you go.
Okay.
Bam. So you got 4 on the list so far.
Slums.
Slums is not on there.
Okay. Black Ops.
There is another BO2.
I'm running them through my head right now. I'm trying to think.
Think Killa.
Hold on. Express?
Nope.
Think Killa.
Think Killa like clutching a S&D.
Yeah. Overflow.
You're kind of on the right track.
No, I know. It's where Karma Ninja Diffuse and that big like cement
okay,
thing.
Yeah. You know it. You know it.
What's it called?
Meltdown.
Meltdown. Yeah.
Okay. So
So
you got half
do
the
I
list
have?
now. You got half the list. You got Raid,
Got one.
Standoff, Meltdown, Sovereign, and Freight.
Which is 1, 2.
So Raid and Standoff are 1 and 2. Freight and Sovereign are 6 and 7. And Meltdown is 4.
Fringe.
Fringe is number 9.
Yes, good.
Nice.
As long as that's on the list.
Yeah, nice.
Noted
That is
map.
the only BO3 map.
Advanced Warfare. Solar?
Solar is not on there.
Wow. Riot?
Riot's not on there.
Dude.
There are 2 AW maps.
Compound?
Nope.
AW maps.
You sexy man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Resist.
You're so
gosh, damn
close. You're so close.
No, hold on. Let me get it. Retreat?
Yeah.
Um,
Retreat is number 10.
Okay, that's fair, I guess.
And then number 3. You're looking for number 3.
Detroit
Yes,
or
Detroit.
comeback? Okay, Detroit.
At number 3. I was kind of surprised.
Okay.
All you have left is
IW?
IW, and there's 2 of them. And you're looking for number 5
Throwback?
and number 8.
Throwback?
Nope. You might have actually said this, and I
Resistance?
didn't realize it. It's not Resistance. That's an MW3 map from back in the day. You're probably thinking of an R-word map, and it's not
Yeah.
Resistance. Yeah, it's Retaliation.
It's on this list, right?
Yeah, Retaliation.
Yeah, Retaliation.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Left
Okay.
street,
I'll give you
right
that. I'll give you
bomb
that.
site. Yeah,
Last
yeah,
one
yeah.
from IW. You're looking for one game here.
God, I scrimmed this game so much. Oh, is it the FTL clip? Formal on the hard
Yes,
point with
I
the
think so.
FTL?
I think so. I think
Dude, I don't remember what this map is called. Oh man,
with
I
like
had
the
a
deserty rocks and shit, like the tan rocks on the hill where he did
yeah,
the
yeah, and there's
FTL
like an
jump.
excavator on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on. Outbreak?
Nope.
What does it
I
start with?
think we're thinking of the same map. An S, and it has to do with
Scorch?
Scorch.
Yeah, it's not the map I was thinking
Uh,
of, but yeah,
Maybe I
Scorch.
was thinking
Okay.
of a Karma clip.
Wow.
If Scorch is the map that I was thinking
Scorch?
of, yeah, Scorch was on there.
Okay, this list is kind of faded. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie. Like
I
Scorch is
mean,
not a top map, dude. That map was, it was okay. Like it was a 3-lane map. It worked, but in S&D, it was fucking
oh
horrible,
yeah, no,
dude.
Scorch is not the map I was thinking of. I know what
I'm pretty
map
sure
this is now
Outbreak
that
is
I'm
the
looking
map
at it.
that
Yeah,
I'm thinking
Outbreak
of
might have
with
been
like,
what I was thinking of too.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
Dang.
yeah, that
Okay, that
was
was
that was
enjoyable
fun.
though.
Yeah, yeah, that was good. You did
Cool.
good.
Uh,
But yeah, I just wanted to throw that up there. Moving on though, we can do our CDL tier list going into the second split here. We kind of know what
okay.
it's going to be, but you know. So
Yeah.
let me change scene here, and we'll be right back.
All right. So starting off with Atlanta phase, we're going S. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Just go ahead and throw Ultra and S
yeah.
plus.
Ultra can go up here. We'll just breeze through this honestly, but there is one twist that I want to throw in here. We'll get there.
Optic. I think Optic goes into
Optic
A
can go into
by
A.
themselves.
Yeah, they need to work on search, but we'll throw them in A.
Okay, so we should do
Okay.
this with how we think they are post change,
Okay.
not going off major one results. Well,
Yeah.
obviously that plays a factor, but
Okay.
also
If we
thinking
were
about their
going,
changes.
yeah, if we were going strictly on major one results, this would be very cut and dry, like this
Placement,
team's
yeah.
here. So I wanted to make some of these teams like where I think they'll be this split.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
With these
So
changes.
so
Yeah, I
I'm glad we're
agree.
on the same page here. And that being said, I'm putting New York with Optic.
Okay, that's fair. I
I
agree.
think
You think they turn up?
I think they tilted in the Rocker series because there was 8 resets and they were
Yep.
about to win a map. And they just came out the second day just weird. It was a weird ass tournament for them and they lost, and I think they'll just bounce right back and have a crazy split again. What'd they go? 6-1 this time?
Yep.
I think they'll do that again. And then they'll
Yeah.
show up next time no matter what happens. And
Yeah.
not
If
let that happen again.
they might go 5-2 if they play any of these other 3 teams already on the list, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah.
Boston Breach, I'm going to say B. I
Yeah.
think they elevated.
Yeah, me too. I think they completely turn 180. I think they'll
Yeah, I
be
think they're going to look really
insane.
good.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
Miami, I'm putting in C. I just don't think.
Okay.
I think they peaked.
Really?
I'm kind of riding an Aches take from the flank here. I
Damn.
kind of agree with him. I think they peaked. I think they've shown great individual skill and teamwork at the same time, and it's gotten them a few wins. But like I think they're a C team.
Okay. We may have to come back to them because I still think they're going to be on the same level as
Unless
the top
Eric
mid
Boom
teams.
is just him.
He's been playing well in challengers.
Yes. I just don't think they elevate that much.
No, but if he shows up consistent, that helps in series where everyone's playing well and then Journey was dropping a 0.5. Like
That's true.
if he just plays up to his teammates' level and doesn't fall off like Journey did.
If you want to throw him in B, I can throw him in B.
I think they should be B. Even if it's the bottom. And I kind of agree. Maybe they did peak and they'll be inconsistent and be up and down and just be in that mid pack. But I think you got to put them in B. You got to respect them a little bit.
Okay. Fair.
LAG,
This one's weird.
LAG is weird, but I think they should also be in B. If we're talking comparing to other teams, I think these 3 teams right here are all about the same. They can beat anyone any given day, and they can lose and look really bad any given day.
Yeah. Legion.
Legion.
Just because there's no ice.
Okay, this split though, we got to think outlook into this split. I think C might be. I think they have a much better split.
Might need to pull up the schedule.
Oh, true. True, I didn't even think about that.
CCL
CCL is out of it.
No. Oh, I just couldn't read.
Okay. How do I go to like a one team schedule?
Wait,
Here we go.
bro.
What?
Does that say the next match is February 16th?
Oh shit, yeah, it does.
Is that the first match though? Usually they have it formatted weird where the first okay. Another week?
Damn, bro.
Oh my god.
They said a 2-week break.
They are torching, bro. The CDL's
They
doing a
meant,
great
like,
job, man.
yeah.
Great job spacing this out.
Jesus,
There's
bro.
gonna be no interest.
All right, well that's a dagger. That was disappointing to find out. But
Okay.
that being said, who did we want to see? Legion?
We wanted to see
Apply
Vegas,
filter.
yeah.
Okay, so they got LAG, Miami, Toronto, Boston, LA Thieves, Surge, and wait, is this all? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ravens. So they could win 3.
I could see them winning a few, yeah.
I mean, these are all winnable except Ultra.
Yeah, true. I'll put them. I can't put them in B though. I just feel like I can't put them in B.
No, I think we gotta put them in C. You gotta factor in what they've done a little bit.
Yeah, Ravens.
I just think they start closing maps out. They'll definitely be up here with Boston.
Yeah, I agree.
So
yeah. I think Ravens you gotta put in C.
Yeah.
I hope they're B. I really do.
They're B adjacent. They're close.
They're very close. Put them in front of Paris
or
whatever they are.
Yeah, they're B-ish. B-ish.
Rocker.
I don't even know if we'll have a D tier. Rocker, I think they
can go in B. Yeah, they can go in B. You can't just
they peaked,
look
but
over a top 4.
You gotta respect it, yeah.
Yeah, you can't just glaze over a top 4 there.
Yeah. And then
Seattle B,
Surge
I think.
B, yeah, they're too good at search.
We don't know if they're making changes, so if they drop Illy, then I think they're C.
Looking at this now, Blake, I kinda
I know.
I kind of like it. I kind of like
it. I know. And
Thieves, obviously, we don't know because they're a whole new team, basically.
Yeah, I almost want to just put them in C, like, because I think they definitely improve with these changes. Like, I just don't think there needs to be a D column right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's about right.
Yeah.
It's a top 4 league.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Because we have our top 4 mid-pack. Miami could be in here.
Good. Interchangeable.
They should. We got to respect the Vaughn. But they did go 0-3-0-3 at lane.
They went 0-6 map count at the event.
Oof. Okay, we'll put you at the top of C. You got to earn your way back.
Yeah, you got to earn your way. Just like these other teams got to earn their way.
And these are
back.
in this, like, if you had to put this in order of where you think they're going to be.
Boston, I think it's in order. Just switch the first. Yeah. I think that's me. That's how I feel right now.
Yeah. All right. I like it. Official next wave CDL tier list going into split 2. 4 thumbs up.
Yeah.
You can't see my thumbs, but I was with you. All right.
Oh yeah.
Cool, bro. I think that's going to do it for COD.
Easy. Looking forward unfortunately, we got an extra week than we thought. So, unless some crazy stuff goes down in this next week or so, probably won't have much COD to talk about on next week's podcast.
Yeah.
But we're going to go ahead and jump into the specialty of my co-host here. The first Swiss stage of RLCS happened this weekend, so go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off.
Let's go, dude. After the longest offseason in RLCS history, we're finally back, and boy, was it a banger. So, on this podcast, I'm mainly focused on North America. We will run through the EU regional that's going to happen this weekend, I think. I could be wrong. I haven't checked. But I'm mostly going to be focused on North America and how we're doing and how we're going to take the throne. So, that being said, we had our first regional. There was an open qualifier the week before. Top 16 teams made it. And, there's big hopes this year for North America. We have 2 super teams. We got G2, who are my version 1 boys. I'm a huge version 1 fan. They went under, tits up, and G2 acquired them. And tits so up. G2 got, which G2, and I'm going to be explaining to Blake a little bit because this is his first year, like, really following. G2 is like a historic Rocket League team. They've been in for a long time. They used to have Rizzo, they had JNaps, and they've just been around forever, always winning. So they're really good, and they kind of blew it up this year and only kept Atomic and took Beast Mode and Daniel from version 1. Beast Mode and Daniel are insane, bro. They are insane.
Yeah.
Atomic is insane. So this team showed up and showed out this weekend. But yeah, first regional went down. We also have Gen G, who has First Killer, who's highly regarded as the best player in North America. He joined Chronic, a young gun, cracked, had a really good season last year. And then apparently Jack came over from EU last year. They had a really good showing at Gen G pretty much all year, winning a major and stuff like that. So high hopes for this team. They also showed up and showed out. So let's just hop into the matches. Sorry, go ahead.
Who's M80? If these are the two super teams,
yeah.
M80 took down Gen G 3-1.
Yeah, I know. So that was a big, not really a shock, but you had Gen G winning that series. You have Gen G winning every series. So, but M80's good. We'll get to them, okay? So I'm going to kind of explain who these teams are so next time you'll be, know what to expect. You'll be ready. So, just hopping into it, we have OG Esports at the bottom here, who is a team that I love. We got Calm, who's my favorite player ever, and J Naps. You fucking hate J Naps because his name is similar to J.
Fuck J Naps. Literally the only reason.
Yeah,
probably a great dude, but
we
fuck
don't
J
actually
Naps.
hate J Naps. We love J Naps. And then they got Noli, who's also a player that I really like. He's been around from Carmine Corp to Gen G last year. Always has a chip on his shoulder. I feel like he's kind of the underdog type dude, and he usually shows up and plays pretty well. So I like him a lot. But that being said, they had a really bad showing this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They went 0-3. Gen
One goal
G,
scored.
Yeah, they had to open the day with Gen G, which is really tough. They got stomped the first two maps, and then they kind of brought it back map 3 and got a map win, and then they lost by 1 map 4. And that was their first series, and then they got 0-3'd by Dignitas, who showed up this weekend and played really well. And then they got 0-3'd by Pirates on a Boat, who is a new team. And they had a pretty surprising weekend and qualled, yes. So, it was tough to see a team like OG perform this poorly when they have 3 veteran players who have been there and played at a high level and, been on deep tournament runs. Just go 0-3 in the Swiss stage against teams that they should, handle. So I think their players are disappointed as well as their fans, of course, and they've already tweeted we'll be back. Don't worry about this weekend. So there's nowhere to go but up for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. So and next we got TSM. They acquired Hey Bro, which was a really good bubble team from last year. They were kind of on the cusp. And they got a win against Deleted, and then they had really close games after that. They did go 1-3 on the day, but they took M80 to map 5.
Yeah.
And they had some close games with Dignitas. So, the 0-3s look bad, the 1-3 looks bad, but they did compete. And
1-3, 6-11, you can tell.
Yeah.
Especially for Deleted too. 9-11 goal count.
That's close. That's map count.
Or map count, sorry, I didn't. Yeah.
So,
I didn't mean goal count.
Yes, it looks bad on paper, but I think they are hopeful that they can, compete and be up here with some of these teams competing for the major. So, tough weekend, but I like them. Next rookie team, we got Young Whippersnappers. That's my favorite team name for sure.
That's awesome.
And they have a fun little logo, YWS.
Yeah, I like it.
They opened the day beating NRG in a map 5 overtime. So they came out with a bang, and Skippy is really good. I don't really know too much about the bubble scene in Rocket League. I don't follow it that hard. It's my second esport behind COD. So I just know that I've seen a lot of hype around Skippy, and in the games that I watched Young Whippersnappers, he was the dude that was scoring clutch goals and kind of keeping them in it. So I feel like, they have hopeful upside. They did get slammed by Gen G and Pirates to end the day, but those are 2 really good teams. So
yeah,
overall, I feel like they should be happy and, continue to improve.
Yeah, I agree. Good showing.
First big team we got is NRG. They had a pretty disappointing weekend overall. They probably should have made it through Swiss. They kind of threw the first series against Young Whippersnappers, and they lost the game 5 overtime to Rebellion. Justin revenge game though. So that was tough. They did go 2-3 on the day, and they got slammed by Luminosity and Reddles to end their Swiss stage. Shout out Reddles.
Shout out Reddles.
So that kind of sucked, but I think there's no doubt that they'll keep improving and they'll be in there. You know, they got Mist and Garrett G, who have been around forever, so they'll get back to it.
Oh yeah.
Moving on, we got Snowmen. This is a fun one. Snowmen.
Yeah, what's this guy's name? Frosty?
Yeah, so Frosty, that's another thing. Frosty was on NRG and then got dropped like 5 days later. I don't even know what happened there. So Frosty ended up teaming with Scribbles and whatever his name is. Reveal. I almost said Realize. That's another player. So Scribbles is like our North American prodigy. He's like 14. And he's disgusting. Okay. He's always like top 5 on the ranked leaderboards. Always streaming, like he's next up, apparently.
Dang, they were a map away too, from calling.
Yeah, and this year, they changed the rule to where 13-year-olds can compete,
can play, right?
Yeah. So Frosty got dropped by NRG or whatever, and then picked up Scribbles and made this team, and they had quite a day, bro. All their losses were 2-3 to G2 and Shopify, who both finished top 4 this tournament. So they got insane ceiling, bro. They have an insane ceiling.
I'm excited to watch them.
Yeah, more. So that's going to be a team to watch out for. Bunch of young guns. That'll be fun.
That's crazy going positive map count.
Yeah.
And losing.
Yeah, that is tough. But shout out to the Snowmen, dude. I hope they keep making noise, and hopefully it brings our region a little higher. Yeah. But that's enough for the losers. All right, we're moving on to the winners bracket. And this is what really matters. So let's scroll down. Here's our winners bracket. Whew, man, I ain't talked this much in a minute. Yeah, so Shopify Rebellion. Let's start with them in M80. Justin, who's like the scump of Rocket League, the face of Rocket League because of that famous goal. Justin, oh my God, this is Rocket League.
This is Rocket League.
Yeah, they ended up losing that game, by the way. Anyways, it feels like in the last year, every time a pro in North America has been asked who is next up, they have to mention Parth and Two Piece, Justin's teammates. They're a duo. Yeah. They were good last year, but they just kind of could never qualify and reach that top 6. So this year, everyone was really hopeful about them, and Justin ended up joining them. And they had a really good weekend. I feel like they had the best room for growth out of any team. They played 5 rounds of Swiss, going all the way to the end, map 5 overtime with the Snowmen. Yep. No, it was not overtime. They absolutely shit on them. Never mind. But they went to round 5, map 5. So they had a long Swiss stage and then ended up going top 4. They played M80, who has AJ, who was Optic's best player last year. They have Nas, who won Salt Mine 3 EU Finals, which is a 1v1 tournament, and he beat Zen, TRK, and Nupo, which is insanely typical. Yeah. That's an insane run. So Nas is disgusting. And then they have Jories, who's also like a nasty mechanical ones type of dude. So that team's like skill ceiling is insane.
Really high.
Yeah, AJ's gross, Nas is gross, Jories is all like they're all gross. So they had a really good weekend. Obviously, you saw they went 3-0 in Swiss, beating Gen G. Like, they had really good wins. And then they just came out this day flat, dude.
Yeah, 4-0.
Yeah. I mean, they won map 1, and then after that, it just seemed like Shopify pretty much controlled the series. And they just were losing every 50. They were getting beat to boosts, beat to balls. Like, they just could not pick it back up. So I think M80's ceiling is super high. Obviously, they still had a good weekend going 3-0 in Swiss and making it this far. But if you want to make the major, you got to be top 4. So it's going to take even more to get there. And, you know, this is a team that could be a major team for sure. So tough showing from them. Great showing from Shopify. That being said, Justin had to move on and go play Gen G, and they got 4-0 pissed on. Yeah. Gen G just looked faster, better. Like, they're just insane.
Harder, faster, better, stronger.
Yeah. So speaking of Gen G, they played SSG in the first round. SSG had that Worlds run last year thanks to LJ, just being Michael Jordan, doing it all. And this year they dropped Arsenal, picked up Chicago from G2. So they have implications that they should be a top 4 team. They should be making majors, and there's high hopes for them. That being said, they had a pretty good Swiss stage. They went 3-1, and then they came down here and had to play Gen G first round. That fucking blows.
Get smoked.
Yep, they got smoked. So Space Station, I feel like, did what they were expected to do. You know, they beat who they were expected to beat. They came out and lost to Gen G. They definitely have room to improve, and we'll get better. Luminosity. Shout out Reddles, man. I'm
Reddles.
super happy for him. He made it through Swiss. They went 3-2, I believe, if I go up here and check. Yeah, so Luminosity went 3-2. They lost to G2 in a close series. G2 just kind of had slow starts, and then they would pick it up and just absolutely suffocate the other team for the rest of the series. So that was kind of one of those things. Dignitas, Arsenal, don't quote me on this, but I feel like Arsenal Online has owned Reddles since they're splitting on SSG.
Really?
Yeah, online anyways, in these regionals. It seems like Arsenal always comes out and beats them pretty handily.
He's got his number.
Yeah, so good showing from LG, though. They did beat 2 bottom teams and then beat NRG, so I don't know, not the greatest wins to put on the board, but they do look good. Magic Bear's gross, and Reddles has developed a lot as a player and a leader, so I feel like they'll be in the mix all year. You know,
I hope so. That's my team.
Yeah, a W for them is just making a major. I feel like that's a big W, because that's going to be freaking hard this year. Only 4 teams from North America go.
Yeah, that's really hard.
Yeah, so every regional is super important. So, I mean, overall, solid showing from LG. They had a pretty good tourney, but they lost to G2 once again, 4-1. So they had to play him twice.
Obviously.
That's tough.
Losing to the winners is always something to hang your hat on, though.
Yeah. So moving on, not much left, but we got Dignitas and Pirates on a boat. Dignitas is Arsenal's new team. Evo, Arsenal's duo on this team, going crazy, dude. He scored like 6 goals one series. Like, he was going.
Is that whose name is spelled EVH?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I think he dropped the O at some point. I swear it wasn't always that way. But this is a team that going into it, I kind of had the same expectations as I do for LG. Like, obviously they have veterans in Arsenal and like Reddles, but you know, they kind of are just newer on the other half of their team, and I don't really know how they should be competing with these top teams. So they did what they were expected to do. I feel like they had a really good weekend, actually, and they, performed well against Pirates, who was going crazy. Pirates got hot and ended up making it out of Swiss, which was surprising. So shout out Dignitas, shout out Arsenal. I feel like they'll be the same as LG. They'll just be in the mix and potentially have a run here or there.
Yeah.
Getting to the end here, I've been talking forever. G2, my boys, G2 absolutely dominated. They, like I said, they did come out flat sometimes, but Beast Mode and Daniel tend to do that. They'll just come out, let a team win a map, or just look slow. And then once they get in rhythm, dude, there were series where it seemed like in this Luminosity series, for instance, Luminosity first couple maps was like hanging in there, close games, playing with them. And then once G2 was in like full flow state, they were just dominating, bro. Like, getting every boost. Time of possession was crazy. They were bumping. Like, other team just looked so uncomfortable. They just looked faster. Like, it was a clear gap in performance. So G2 is hopefully the EU killers. Hopefully here in North America. They win the first regional. Shout out my boy Daniel and Beast Mode going crazy. Atomic is gross. And the fact that, you know, they're 4-0ing Gen G, who has these
that's insane.
Super high hopes, is crazy.
Going crazy.
Bro. Yeah, so G2 looks super scary. Hopefully, I can't wait to see them like play Vitality or K Corp at a major. Like, that is going to be insane. That's going to be crazy. So
I'm excited.
Man,
so when's the first like international event?
I don't know, probably in March.
Not for a while.
Probably in March. There's 3 regionals and then the major. And this was regional 1. Next week will be EU. And this is all just from my dome. This could be wrong this year because we changed formats and stuff, but that's usually how it goes.
Okay.
So yeah,
Good format right
overall,
there.
it was a fun one. There are some teams that look really good. There are some teams that have a lot of potential. We got a lot of young guys playing well. NA is slowly climbing their way back up.
Let's go.
Yeah. So that was my
NA supremacy.
long-winded RL North American recap. And
Well, I enjoyed it.
yeah, shout out.
I enjoyed it. I needed that info. I feel well prepared to look at the next results and know what I'm looking at if someone overperformed or underperformed based on what you just mentioned. So,
Heck yeah.
yeah, hell yeah.
Bet.
Cool.
Well, yeah, that's
Well,
all I got.
yeah, well, that's going to do it for episode 12 here. Hopefully, there's some drama here within the next week in the CDL scene so we can have some COD to talk here on the next episode. But we'll see y'all next time for episode 13 and appreciate y'all for tuning in to episode 12. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Deuces.